All right, kids. Late start on the recording because Rick forgot. So far we're doing the Instant Pot honey mustard and chicken, although we also have air fryer and oven in the description that you can follow. So far, what I've done, because we're coming in late on the recording, I've cut up my potatoes and my onions. I'll chop up the baby carrots in a minute. My titanium cutting board is too small to do all of those. And now we're putting together the other ingredients for the sauce that we will stir up here in a minute. So I've got salt, pepper, thyme, teaspoon of each. And I've got 3 tablespoons of avocado oil. You can use olive oil as well. And now you're caught up. See, saved a good 15 minutes not listening to me going through that one step at a time and watching me cut stuff. Now we're going to add 3 tablespoons of honey, roughly, but I did the olive oil first so that hopefully it'll just drip right out of here. You know, honey sticks to the stuff sometimes. There's one. And I don't like doing things that have a lot of added sweeteners. You could use, figure out how to use stevia. You could ask ChatGPT what kind of mix you would do for that. I decided that, you know, we'll just go with the honey this time. Nothing we do has to be perfect. We just want to get closer to healthy all the time. And honey is at least healthy, but it's still, we'll see what the glucose response is later when I test it with the CGM. But I'm really sure that even with that honey in there, there's so much other stuff. There's fat, there's protein, there's veggies, so there's fiber. So I don't think it's going to be a real big deal. But if it is, we can do our vinegar drink beforehand. We can do a walk afterwards, and I think we can keep the response from being any kind of problem and still have all the taste. And now for Dijon mustard, 3 tablespoons there. By the way, that's what I get for talking and not paying attention. It was supposed to be 2 tablespoons of honey. Mine gonna be sweet. Sorry, I like sweet. Don't ask anybody that knows me, but I'm a sweet guy. I'll tell you guys that don't know me that. How's it? Come on. It's not Grey Poupon, so it doesn't come out perfectly, I guess. There really is a bunch in here. All right, here we go. It just wants to make nasty noises. All right, well, there's one. Two. We'll do a little extra since we did extra honey, because I want those tastes to be balanced out. All right, so we're supposed to whisk this. We're going to use half of it at first, and then we're going to use the other half when we get everything else in. So let's, I'm not going to use a whisk. I'm just going to stir it. Oh, wait, yeah, I'll do it right. I wasn't going to because I couldn't remember where the small whisk was, and then I remembered where it was. All right, so we're just going to kind of you can see it's all coming together a little differently than I expected. All right, that's pretty, can you see that? Yeah. Let's get rid of the whisk. I'm gonna rinse it off because I have to do the dishes later, so I don't like them to be a mess. That's one of the cool things about the Instant Pot is that you can cook, do the dishes in between, and it comes out and you're all done already. So, all right, so we whisked it, then we put the chicken in the Instant Pot, coat with half the sauce. So I have a little more than 2 pounds of chicken here. I think, right, it looks like about 4. Oh, almost 5. All right, so we're just going to take take, oh, yeah, about half of it. Throw it in there. Let's trim that a little bit. Some excess fat. Not a big fan. We'll get rid of that. I'm trying to decide right now what I want first. I need to replace my Teflon and those kind of pans. But do I want to do that first, or do I want better knives first? I don't know. What do you think, John?
I'm a big fan of Cutco knives. You're into it.
You have Cutco knives?
I do.
Oh, I'm so jealous. I used to sell them. I love them. I only have one left. It's my vegetable knife. It's my favorite knife in the drawer.
I'm right there with you on the Cutco knives.
They are worth it. I do enjoy them.
Yes. I actually found some zucchini. I'm cutting up and frying some. It's not as healthy as what you're making, but I'm making some zucchini with my Cutco knives actually right now.
Zucchini, pretty freaking healthy. What are you talking about?
Well, not when you add breadcrumbs to it and fry it up in a pan, but.
Okay, but you can still show us that. We don't care if you show competing products.
Yeah, no, it's not healthy products, but they're coming together quite nicely, so.
All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of dip this in it. It says to coat it in half of it, so I'm just gonna dip it in the pan. Because that's a whole lot easier. That's about half left over, maybe a little less. We'll probably live. It's all in there. Okay, so there's my chicken. Now, I see a lot of these guys on the meal prep channel with their black gloves and they're dealing with poultry. I do like that idea. I don't like playing with chicken, not gonna lie. And I don't want to die, so we're gonna wash our hands real quick. Oh, towels are there. All right. So we put our chicken in with about half the sauce. We're gonna add the potatoes, carrots, onions. So here's the onions and the taters all ready to go. So just shove it in there, because that's what it said to do. And I follow directions at least part of the time. Now, the only thing I don't have yet is the 3 cups of baby carrot. So, because I'm not a big fan of little tiny pieces of stuff, I'm just going to pour this whole thing in there and we'll leave them the way they are. Plus, did you notice how much time I saved chopping? All right. Now, the one thing that you will notice, okay, it says pour the remaining sauce on top. So let's get that in there. And then I'll point out the one thing that when I had ChatGPT take my recipe and make it pretty, he forgot something in the ingredients, but he put it in the recipe itself. And that is 1/4 cup of broth or water. So if you didn't have broth, no big deal, you could use water. But if you have broth, that's just going to give you more flavor. But you need that if you're using the Instant Pot for sure, or else there wouldn't be enough liquid for the steam and the pressure to work. John, do you use an Instant Pot?
I have the last few months. I haven't fully adapted to it. It's a newer thing for me. I actually never used it until recently. I do enjoy it.
It saves me so much time. It is my favorite thing in the kitchen, except for bourbon. All right. So let me see if I've got some broth in here. We usually do. I'm going to be sad if I have to. Let me check the pantry real quick for some chicken broth. No chicken broth, so we're using water today. Oh, wait, I lied. Wow. Let's all give kudos to Kathy. It wasn't even on the ingredient list. She must have read the recipe because here's chicken broth. All right, how much was it? A quarter cup? No, half cup. All right, half cup of broth. There it is, the half cup is hiding. All right. So we'll throw that in there. Pour that over the top. Now, do you see how if you were prepared, when you were ready, that is like super fast, right? Not a lot of prep time. So, John, one of the things you said was you're looking for things because you're busy. You're really good going chopping through this thing. It wouldn't take more than 10 minutes to have all that put together and thrown in there. And then you turn it on, set it. And that's pretty much it. So we're gonna seal the lid. We did that. We're gonna turn it on high pressure for 10 minutes. It's set for 5 because I've been doing hard-boiled eggs. Turn off the warmer and it's, oops, I hit cancel, wrong thing. All right, and that's it. So once this is done, okay, make sure that it's sealed. Can you see the Instapot here? Okay, I'm really tiny over there, seeing you. So you make sure it's sealed if it's your first time using an Instapot, anybody watching, because if it's not sealed, nothing will happen. So you make sure it's sealed, which is just turned towards 12 o'clock clockwise on most of them. And then you sit there, it's gonna take just cold. So it's gonna take probably about 10, 11 minutes to come to pressure. And then it'll cook for the 10, it'll beep, and then it'll start giving you a countdown. And then as soon as it's done, you do a quick release and it's ready to eat. Now you can broil or air fry some of the other stuff if you want for crispy edges. I'm not going to do any of that stuff. I'm more interested in having 6 meals and I'm already all done. So while this is going for the next 20, 25 minutes, I can put everything else away, clean everything up, do the dishes, and then I'm done. And I've got 6 meals that I'm going to put in my, don't have them out here. Sorry, go right back in my food prep containers. Now, if you've not been living under a rock for the last couple of years, you've been hearing a lot about microplastics. So that's why I use these glass containers. They seal airtight, which is better than any of the plastic does, so everything lasts longer. These are 35 ounce. And then for my daughter and Kathy's daughter, if we're making them meals, we make them individual ones that they, because my daughter doesn't eat that much. She's got some health issues going on, so she doesn't eat a lot. So I have these 12-ounce containers for her. And then for Kathy's daughter, Hannah, she takes them to work. So they seal up. The glass part's dishwasher. Well, this part you have to do, but you can use them in the oven without the lid, the microwave, freeze them, refrigerate them, dishwasher safe, except the lid, right? So I use these. I started off with 10 of these. We're up to 35, and I'm gonna have to buy more soon because I use them for all my veggies so that when I open up the refrigerator, see what I've got for salads, they're all right there, or what I have for my egg scrambles for breakfast in the morning. I can see everything I have when it comes to grocery shopping. Super easy versus in kind of opaque plastic where you don't know it's there and half the time it's green and black with spores. If you leave it in there too long because you can't see what's going on, right? So that's what we'll do with that. Now, what I'm going to do for those of you who are watching at home is I'm going to pause the video, then we'll come back and do a taste test. So it will appear as if it was magical for you guys watching this later. Record. All right. cooker is done. We're gonna see what we got. Okay, that smells really good. What I'm gonna do here is just kind of stir things up a little bit. There's still some of our sauce on top. I'm gonna take out a tater and a carrot and some onion, which is easier because I get big pieces of onion. And then I'm gonna just cut off a hunk of chicken. I haven't decided if I'm gonna shred this or if I'm going to cube it. But for dinner tonight, I have steak from the golf outing that we've been talking about. Oh my goodness, this chicken is it's just falling apart. So if you want to shred it, that'd be really easy. But I'll probably cube it. We'll see. I don't have to decide right now. Either way, I'm gonna let it cool off before I mess with any of that. Although when I shred my chicken, I use my mixers like you would make a cake with, right? Put it in a metal bowl and it just shreds up so fast. So we're gonna blow on this a little because it's very hot. And I'm a wimp for hot things in my mouth. All right. Get a little bit of everything on here. Anything but an onion. Come on. All right, we'll come back for the onion. That's really good. And, you know, John at the beginning said that, you know, he forgot the Dijon mustard, so he was going to make it later. But I think this will be just fine, even without it. But I do like it. So next time, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put more in than is here because it must have been the onion and something else because it seems like it's soupier than I expected. There's more liquid than I expected. Now, maybe I misread and it was supposed to be a quarter cup instead of a half cup of broth. Let me look. No, it says a half cup. All right. So I might put a little less liquid, or I put more of the Dijon in there just for a little bit stronger taste of the honey mustard. But this is really good. And it's different than the other chicken recipes we've done. So that's the one thing. There's so many different ways you can make the same types of ingredients, just with other things and different seasonings that keep you from ever being bored. So bon appetit. If you try this, let us know. Let us know what you think of it. No, I'm gonna go have some steak, but this is gonna be good for the next few days. All right. See you guys next week. Magic camera off. Please, off. There we go.